Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jess.
Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Brent.
Hi, I'm Katya.
Hi, I'm Penelope.
And today we're going to be drawing
Avatar characters!
From memory.
Not the blue people.
I've never seen Avatar.
Nor have I.
Wait, you haven't seen it either? How are we supposed to do this?
With our guts and our will.
So I'm only halfway through the first season, and so I hope we get a character that I actually know.
Today you'll be drawing Katara.
Okay.
Hey!
Okay, good. I know Katara. Okay.
Today you'll be drawing Zuko.
Wow.
I did it! I did it!
Today you'll be drawing Aang.
Okay, that's the one with the arrow? I'm sorry, Avatar stans. I'm truly sorry for what I'm about to put you through. Because, okay, I've seen the memes. So the memes are like, I know that there's like bending of different elements, right? So you have like an airbender, a firebender, a waterbender, and a earthbender?
Yeah, that's what I think. I know he's got an arrow on his head. I'm not even sure if he wears pants.
So are you rewatching this show, Brent?
Yes, I am right in the middle of rewatching it. I have a roommate who has not seen it yet, so it's very important that I educate them. It's like one of the best shows, I think, of all time.
I agree. It's one of the best shows.
What are your biggest influences?
It is like a lot in anime, and then definitely like heavy into comics. It mostly started with my mom, actually, because she collected comic books when she was a kid.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's a cool mom.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
Penelope, tell me about your process when you started drawing. Like, what are your initial steps?
Let's see. It usually starts out super messy, and everything's kind of squiggles. I learned that from my husband too. Draw the spine and some version of a skull, and then from there, just kind of figure out what my gesture is going to be.
You know, like all these moves were based off of like real martial arts. So it's like, am I like drawing a fake martial arts stance, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm like trying to remember them, and I'm like, oh, I don't actually know the stances very well.
I'm trying to figure out her hair.
So she's got like these hair dealies, and that's like the joke that even her brother makes, is like the hair dealies.
Like the loops, the loop things?
Yeah, like her little hair loops. Like, isn't that even... It's a part of his culture, too. How does he not know what the word is for it?
Usually at this point, I'll flip my canvas, just so that I can see like what kind of problems I'm having with my figure.
Oh, that's so smart. Is it because it gives you a different perspective on your drawing?
Yeah, it does. It helps me with the volume. So like when you're drawing one way and you think, everything looks cool and everything looks right. And once you flip it and it looks real busted, then it's like, oh, something's wrong.
So Jess, you are a storyboard artist for Marvel and other properties. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So how did you get to that point? Was your family always supportive of your career in the arts? I
kind of knew what I wanted to do very early on in my life. Mm-hmm. My granddad actually, he was kind of the one that kept trying to curb my enthusiasm kind of a deal. Right. But he was one of those guys that really wanted me to get into science. Sure. Like, the joke was, every time I asked or said, like, oh, I'm going to be a singer, I'm going to be a dancer, I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and he'd always tack on astronaut at the end. So you be a singing, dancing, acting astronaut. Right. Astronaut's the important part, Jess. I'm like, okay. It was a case where, like, I 100% had to stand my ground, and I was like, Papa, I am going to art school, I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to make this my life, and this is what it's going to be. And then I, like, hung up the phone. Whoa. And it was maybe a week later, I get a phone call from my granddad, and he's like, Jesse, I've seen so much animation in commercials lately and stuff. Is that like 2D? Like, that's what you do? And I'm like, yeah, Papa, that's a bunch of stuff. And so now I get calls from him all the time being like, I just ran into this lady from DreamWorks and I wanted to show her your stuff and blah, blah. Like, he is my best promotion.
That's amazing. That's great. That's like a complete 180.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I actually know what Zuko's hair represents in the show. Do you know what his hair is for? Like, why he has it that way?
No.
So, Zuko on his head is bald because he is disgraced. He is a disgraced prince, so he had to leave the Fire Nation to go hunt the Avatar. But he's got a ponytail because that's like a sign of Fire Nation royalty, so that's why that's the only hair he has left. It's his little, like, reminder of his past.
So I am inking, and I don't remember what the bottom of her, like, tunic looks like.
It's almost like a gi, like a
Right.
Japanese robe kind of thing.
Right. But like,
and
does she have like a flap down the middle? Do you know what I mean? Is that? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
So it's kind of like a panel down the front.
Great.
Down the front and the back.
Oh, excellent. Oh, and the back. Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. For once, I remembered something correctly.
Something that I'm doing right now in my drawing is I'm adding multiply layers. I find multiply layers to be really helpful in adding levels and making things darker without making them muddy. And usually I use whatever color that's predominant in my painting, in this case it's blue. And with multiply, it makes it like a natural shadow that makes sense to the eye.
I remember when I first saw it, I was just like, okay, this is really cool. And then like the really serious themes taking so, like, executed so well. Like, it was basically a show about ethnic cleansing, like, that's insane.
A kid's show. I know, I keep watching it, and I have these moments every episode where I'm like, I'm watching a kid's show? Like, this was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I am moving on to color. How are you doing?
I am moving to color as well.
What?
Yeah.
Adding some swirling patterns to really make sure that it's obvious that, like, he's bending air. But, like, what if he's not an airbender and, like, I'm wrong?
And we're just making stuff up anyway.
Yeah.
What, like, his clothes were like different shades of brownish red, right?
Yeah, I kind of cheated because I am doing Agni Kai Zuko. So he's topless.
I drew him topless as well.
Oh, okay, good.
Katara's colors are...
She's dark-skinned.
Yes.
Because it's more... That's the kind of clothing she's wearing, is like Eskimo or Inuit style clothes, because she's in the Arctic. But because she's in all that snow, so this is my science hobby. Thank you, Granddad. My science hobby coming back in. Because she's in all that snow, technically, she actually gets just as tan as if you were at the equator. Because of all that light reflecting off of all that snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had drawn this sort of, like, ambiguous looking, like, thing going through the air. I think I'm going to make it into a dragon just because I think that's going to look cooler.
Oh, you're so smart.
And I like that the mythos kind of just makes more sense to me that way.
Pens down.
How do you think you did, Brent?
Dude, this looks like Zuko.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, minus some, like, clothing, some accessories. You know, you can't get much more Zuko than this.
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say this is the best drawing I've ever done on DrawOff.
What? Okay, well, Jason, come on, man.
I think it looks cool. This is definitely leaning towards what a board pose would look like for me.
Mine turned out, to be a little honest, mine turned out a little more boyish than I wanted.
Okay.
I think I did pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the final product. I wish I knew a little bit more about this character, but I'm going to remedy that soon. How about you? How'd you do?
I did as well as could be expected.
All right, let's send them to each other.
What?
Dope.
Yeah. All right. Oh, man. Oh, you got his shoes so much better. Oh, no. You nailed those, like, Fire Nation boots and stuff. That's really good. Oh, look at his pants.
Oh, he's not even wearing any shoes. You got it, yeah.
He's not wearing any shoes.
He's not wearing any shoes.
You know, we
And
should have known because he does that leg sweep. Remember, there's like that one shot where he like sweeps the leg. I should have.
So Brent, do you think this is the best drawing I've done on DrawOff?
I would have to say your minion is still my top spot, Jason. But this one lands in the top 3. I'll give it that.
Wow!
Oh wow! Yours is so good.
I would totally date this guy.
I love the flowy air thing. I totally get that he bends air. I'm there with you.
Hopefully he does. I was completely off.
Oh my goodness! I got orange in there.
I didn't have any orange. I had all blue in my painting. I didn't get sort of this cape shawl thing. I definitely didn't get the colors right. I didn't know he had a staff.
I did not know that. That was not even close.
Cool.
Whoa!
This is awesome.
Holy Sorry.
This is really cool. I love how we both got stank face. Like that's
I mean,
real
you gotta
Katara,
do stank
though.
face. Yeah.
You gotta do stank face with the Katara. Like,
Yeah.
she's about the business.
And the pose is so dynamic, and like the arcs of everything. It's just the arc of the hair, and Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey! Oh man, I forgot her mother's necklace.
We both did. Oh.
Dang it!
Shoot.
That's so integral to her character.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, I think you did an amazing job, and I think your pose is so dynamic, and I just want to know what is the secret.
Well, it's 5 years of Marvel, kids. It's drawing superheroes either jumping, fighting, or yelling for 5 straight years. That's how you get it.
That's the secret to dynamic characters: jumping, fighting, and yelling.
And yelling.